How's everybody doing, guys? Welcome to the AC Milan universe, where we talk everything Milan, from the morning till the afternoon till the night. By the way, 2 words, Forza Milan. What a weekend that was, destroying the ugly cousins. We showed who owns the city. We showed to the world who is the first team of Milano, and it's the RossonARI. It's the RossonARI. What a performance on the weekend, and still buzzing from it, man. Still buzzing from it. I can't get it out of my head. Wow. So, I want to talk a little bit about the derby first. Then we're going to face different topics regarding the ownership, regarding the game against Salzburg tomorrow. Damn, we didn't even have time to settle down. We're ready in battle mode. didn't last a minute. We're ready in battle mode, and tomorrow we face a team that is strong. A team that is strong. A team that we can't take lightly. And we will definitely be looking at that as well. But in the meantime, let me say hi to everybody. What is up, Bucchiano Milanista, Forza Milan? How you doing? Tisai Saliba, Forza Milan. Sili Tazim, Forza Milan. Ricky M, ciao, come stai? Forza Milan. Carlo Moretti, ciao, come stiamo ragazzi? Forza, Forza, Forza Milan. Alright, let me get into it. First thing I want to talk about, guys, is something that to me was quite enlightening. And that is the derby. So I noticed something about this derby that was very different from the previous derbies. And the difference was that we owned the derby. We controlled the game, we dominated the game, we were clearly the better team. We were clearly the superior team. We were clearly the team that had the ball, that was dictating the play. You know, okay, we had that little mistake in the midfield there between Kalulu, Tomori, CDK, whoever you want to blame, it doesn't matter. But aside from that mistake right there, the one thing that I noticed, and by the way, I did watch the game again, so I watched the game in full at night, so I have a very good understanding of how that game went and what I feel about that game. But I gotta say, one thing has become clear to me, that this team has leveled up, like it says in the headlines. The team has leveled up. We have become older. We have become better. We have become more experienced. We've become more aware of our abilities. And of course this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen because AC Milan is a team built of youngsters. Youngsters can only grow. Youngsters don't get younger if they get older. The older you get, the more experience you gain. But also, it's not just a matter of experience. It's not just a matter of mental psychology. It's not a matter of just that. It's a matter of physiology and just physicality, right? You don't stop growing your muscles up. I mean, you're still developing your muscle mass up until your 30s and more. But just go back 3 years ago. Go back 3 years ago and look at this team 3 years ago. This team 3 years ago was created essentially by players that played in the under-21 internationals. Leao was an under-21 for Portugal. Tonali was under-21 for Italy. Brahim Diaz was under-21 for Spain. Tomori, I think he was still in the youth under-20s, under-21 for England. Kalulu is still now in the under-21 of France. Calabria, under-21. Salamakers, under-21. It was a team built of under-21s that was doing great, even 3 years ago, then 2 years ago. Now these guys have graduated from the under-21s. Now these guys are international, national players. All of these guys, Teo Hernandez, Tomori, Kalulu not yet, but he deserves it. Magnan, Calabria, Benacer, Tonali, Leao, etc., etc. You can go on forever. All these players now are national team players. They have grown. They have grown. Now they know what they can do. Now they are aware of their abilities. And the team as a unit has grown. And against Inter, what was evident was this incredible level up. It's like a video game, right? In a video game, the more you go forward in the video game, you level up. You know, you get better armors, you get better weapons, etc., etc., etc. Same thing is happening to Milan. The team is exactly the same as last year, guys. This is not a different team. The only difference between the team that we saw on Sunday and the team that we saw last year was the CAM, CDK. But it's very good to see this. It's very positive. And it's, again, great compliments have to go to this management that has built a team with a vision, that has been able to put together a team of youngsters with just a few players here and there of experience that have helped these youngsters grow. But soon, these players that we have are not going to need experienced players to help them. Soon, not yet. I'm not saying today, not yet. Assume these players are going to be the experienced players of the AC Milan. And now, second year going into the Champions League, even more experience. Then the third year going to the Champions League, even more. Fourth, more and more. Guys, by the time the average, the age average of the players that we currently have goes to 26, 27, 28, guys, it's over, man. This is going to be the best team in the world. If they can maintain this trajectory by keeping their champions and by keeping these positive results. But you can't see this team go level down. You can only look at this team and look at its trajectory and keep on leveling up. And the reason why is because the team still today is super young. Still today, our team is all youngsters, pretty much. Look at the team that we put on the field on Sunday. Who was the oldest player that's in the starting 11? I think it was Mike Maignan, right? Mike Maignan, 27. Am I missing? Oh, okay, Messias. Messias was the oldest player. He's 30. Look at the other players. 27, Maignan. Leao, 23. CDK, 21. Tonali, 22, going into 23. Benacer, 24 or 25. Calabria, 24, 25. Kalulu, 21, going into 22 or 22. Tomori, 24. Theo, 24. So these are all teams that have to... Oh, Giroud, right. Giroud was the oldest. Thank you for reminding me. So this is a team, the core of this team is super young. And it still needs to level up, level up, level up. And we clearly saw an incredible level up against Inter. An incredible level up against Inter. And these are all about positive things. All right, so the other thing that I want to mention about the game on Sunday is after I did the player rating, you know, I didn't see the game on Sunday live in its entirety, and when I did watch it, I wasn't really paying attention. But we did the player rating, and there was two players I want to kind of redeem. You know, I kind of want to, you know, give their flowers. Calabria and Messias. In the player rating show, we gave, you know, there was a lot of harsh words for Calabria, a lot of harsh words for Messias. I saw Calabria have an exceptional game, just like the other defenders. He made, sure, one mistake, but all the defenders made mistakes in that game. I thought Calabria deserved a very... Calabria had played with personality. He was there, he was shouting. He was never scared to receive a ball, always available. So I want to just say Calabria did a good job. He did not deserve a 6.5, in my opinion. And the same thing with Messias. Messias did not deserve a 6.5. Messias fought very hard, and he had some good recoveries. He was there. Of course, you know, Messias did not have an exceptional performance as an offensive player. He did not produce offensively. But in the team, Messias did very good. So I want to give Messias... I just want to say that I don't think Messias deserves a 6.5 either. Both of those players, for me, deserved a 7 or even more. That is my opinion on those two players. Other opinion on the team, which was very, very interesting to me, was the tactics. Tactically, Milan did not really do anything crazy, anything special. The game was a pure 4-2-3-1. They did not do the 3 at the back and then the 1. They did not, you know how Milan it builds, sometimes they build with the 3-1-5-1. They didn't do it against Inter. It was a pure 4-2-3-1 the whole game. Both fullbacks going up, starting the play with 2 players, with Kalulu and Tomori. And then Benacer coming in to do the regista and Tonali doing the box-to-box. And then the 3 in the attacking midfield role stayed in their positions. There will be, you know, the overlaps and the switching are normal, but it was a very, very, very normal 4-2-3-1, which was played with incredible intensity, with incredible intelligence, with incredible ability to penetrate through the team, but most importantly, with incredible personality. With incredible personality, incredible charisma. And really, this is what you want your team to do. A team that is not scared to verticalize. A team that when it does verticalize, it does it successfully. And the fact that they were able to do it with Inter is very good, because it's really the first time that we've seen Milan do this against Inter. And this is why I'm saying they leveled up. It's the first time that I've seen Milan dominate Inter. Now, I gotta say, when we took out Brahim Diaz, sorry, when we took out CDK, Brahim Diaz came in. But two things happened in that moment that kind of shifted the game. First of all, Inter was fighting. Inter needed to score, so obviously they were trying to push the inertia towards their side. But okay, with CDK, of course, you do lose some physicality. Sorry, with Brahim Diaz, you do lose some physicality. That is normal. Obviously, that is normal. But the big difference wasn't really Brahim Diaz when I analyzed that game. The big difference was Dzeko. Dzeko coming on the field and being that center forward that holds up play kind of allowed Inter to play a little bit better. Maybe Inzaghi did a mistake there, you know, having not playing Dzeko from the beginning. Maybe if he played Dzeko from the beginning, it would have been a little bit more difficult. I think once Dzeko came in the field, then Inter started to hold up the ball in the final third a little bit better, plus the inertia because they had to recover. But that didn't last long. It didn't last long because we kind of got the game back in our hands, right? After like 10 minutes or so, we got it back. We were pushing. So very interesting tactical display. Tactically, from a standpoint, it was two teams going at each other. You know, boxers without shielding themselves. It was very good. One of the best games of the season so far in all of Europe, probably. A good spot for Serie A. Serie A bringing forward some high-level games, high-quality games. This is what Serie A connoisseurs, Serie A lovers want to see. So this was a very, very, very good, positive showing for the Serie A. And the other thing I want to say, I'm happy. AC Milan is back at its top. Inter, even though they're having financial troubles, but they're still a top-level team. You know, these two teams fighting it out for Serie A. And as I always say, iron sharpens iron. So the better our Serie A teams are, whether it's Napoli, Juve, Roma, blah, 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 the higher the level they are, the higher level we will become. Okay? So I don't want to see Juventus, Inter, and these teams crumble. I want to see these teams be the best they can be, because when they're the best they can be, we become even better. We need to become even better because we have to go into Europe facing some very big teams soon, right? If we want to pass the group stages, we have to meet the Real Madrids, we have to meet the Barcelonas, we have to meet the Bayern Munichs, we have to meet the PSGs, the Man Cities, the Liverpools, etc., etc. But you have to prepare for these games by playing competitive in your own domestic league. If all the teams suck in your domestic league, you go into Europe, you're not ready for these games. But when Inter, Juve, Napoli, Roma, all these teams raise their level, then we get used to the high-intensive game. We get used to the battles, right? It's just a matter of adapting to high-intensity games, high-intensive battles, and then winning these games, which brings you the confidence. So this game here on Sunday was a very good game for Serie A, but also very game for the future of Europe, for Italian teams, for Milan in particular, right? Because winning these big battles in Italy helps you win the big battles in Europe. So for Milan today, everything is super positive. Everything is great, very good. But you know, that was just a battle. That was just a battle. The war is very, 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 very long. Still need a lot of time to pass before the war finishes. But the battle it's ongoing. Tomorrow we have another big battle. Tomorrow we have another big battle. All right, let me go to chat. What's up, everybody? Anton Petroschi, come stiamo, ragazzi? Guido Meloni, come stiamo? Christian Patterson, Leao must be added to Man United's wing. No, it's not going to happen. Anton Petroschi, we saw now what I spoke whole preseason. We can easily create chances and score goals at any time. Just we need to have much better finishing, and yes, our defense needs to wake up. Hello from Haiti. Milan is the best. How you doing? How you doing? Forza Milan, I want to see the team in UCL. I got a good feeling we're going to do better than last year. Europe's going to see our big red and black balls. Just wait. Big red and black balls. Roy Pioli, Ken Diaz in right wing. He played well against Inter in right wing. Messias Alexis sucks in right wing. Salzburg is a high pressuring team and can be lethal. Guys, we will see. I don't think Diaz is going to play on the right wing. He's not, at least not in the beginning of the game. I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, Giroud was the oldest. All this requires sustainability. We must be able to keep our key players if we want to build a strong... Yes, of course, we have to keep our strong players. Absolutely. Amir, we already have a strong team for Champions. True, we definitely do. We got to keep that team. Just need to build up on that and become stronger. 100%. 100%. Thing about Calabria is always be as best as Calabria can be, guys. I'm not going to subscribe to the Calabria slander. I think it was great yesterday. I think it's a little bit unfair what people are saying about Calabria right now. Ciao Luigi Timpani, come stiamo ragazzi? Milan should have scored more. They could have, yeah, absolutely. They should have and they could have. 100%. 100%. For me, Pioli gave a lesson of how to play soccer to Inzaghi. Guys, Inzaghi, I'm not a big fan of Inzaghi. I don't rate Inzaghi that highly. The first Champions League game I saw Inzaghi play with Inter was against Shakhtar Donetsk, and Inter was playing with 5 men at the back. That left such a sour taste in my mouth. I'm like, this coach is a coward. How the hell is he going to in Europe playing with 5 men in the back? What a coward. I don't rate Inzaghi, guys, and he's messed up against us last year. Remember all the substitutions then allowed us to win the game, and this time around it was clear he needed to start Dzeko, and he messed up again. So good for him. Dzeko came in when the team already started getting tired. This should be considered. Sure, but Dzeko is a good player. Dzeko is a good player. Napoli are playing the best football now, but this Milan have something that the other teams don't have. The character, absolutely the character, and the DNA of the club is coming through the players. Right now, you know, I had my summer predictions, etc. But right now, if I look at the teams, it's 2 teams right now that are being the most impressive, and there's one thing in common. There's a common denominator in these 2 teams: superstar players. Napoli with Vice Verasquilla, they have a superstar player, and Milan with Leao, we have a superstar player. And I think these 2 things might be a determining factor. Nobody else in the other teams has emerged as superstars, right? Juventus, Di Maria is not being the superstar we think he is. Vlahovic is, I don't know, Juventus is the Allegri situation. It's impossible for them to play good football. Inter, nobody is emerging from Inter. Roma, Abraham still hasn't scored a goal. Lazio is still the same Lazio. Watch out for Atalanta. Atalanta might be more dangerous than we predicted. Atalanta team that nobody's talking about. Atalanta team with no pressure. They don't have any European competitions to worry about. Atalanta plays incredible football. And the thing about Atalanta that I think a lot of people make a mistake when analyzing Atalanta, if they say, well, this guy is not there anymore, that guy is not here anymore, this guy is not here anymore. But all those guys that we're saying they're not there anymore were all guys that were created in Atalanta, right? All these players became big players in Atalanta. And this is what Gasperini knows how to do. He knows how to value players. He knows how to get players and turn them into big time players. So the next group of players that are emerging from Atalanta are the next Zapata, they are the next Ilicic, they are the next Papu Gomez, the next Pessina. So don't think that Atalanta is finished. Atalanta is not finished. Of course, are they a contender for the Scudetto? That's tough to say, but they don't have European competition. They can only focus on the Scudetto, being already a very competitive team that could be dangerous. So watch out for Atalanta. We're going to get into that in a second. Calabria is okay. I love Calabria, but in order for this team to be more dominant, Calabria would definitely be on the chopping block. I disagree. Limone Inzaghi, various views, products. Love your YouTube channel. Great to see you here. Hey, thank you, my man. Thank you, Desaid. Napoli will choke in eventually. They always do. Now, they don't have that heritage, right? They don't have that heritage. So, yeah, it is possible that they will choke sooner or later. Because that is their history. The history of Napoli is that they kind of choke eventually. Okay, let's get into the next stuff I want to talk about. Leao. So Leao. Mamma mia, ragazzi, Leao. Leao is demanding a 7.5 million salary to remain at Milan, and he scored that beautiful goal, those beautiful goals, that beautiful performance in front of Don Mafia boss Daddy G. and there were some images of him being very satisfied with what he was seeing. Rafa Leao is demanding a salary of no less than 7.5 million. I don't know how true this is, but we're going to read it anyway. As has been reported by Calciomercato today, the attention of the new ownership is turning towards the renewal of Rafa Leao's contract. The 2 goals that he scored in the derby against Inter on Saturday only serve to remind everyone just how key he is and how important it is to extend his contract. He is currently earning 1.8 million per season, but he wants that up to a whopping 7.5. So far, Milan have never offered anything more than 4.5, which with bonuses would have been risen to 6 million. That is the maximum figure that was imposed by the previous owners, Elliott Management. It is now up to Jerry Cardinale, the mafia boss at Redbird Capital Group, to decide whether the player is worth distorting the wage structure. The wage structure is something that we need to discuss in Milan. Obviously, if you want to be competitive with other European teams, you have to do something about that wage structure. Especially when, look, right now, guys, the player that we're paying the most is Dest. Dest is like in the top 3 most paid players in Milan, top 3, top 4. Dest is a bench player. He's a backup player. He came in because he's a backup player. I hope that does not interfere with the contract and the locker room situation, because there's a huge imbalance when it comes to Dest and the rest of the players. Dest, this fringe player of Barcelona, coming into Milan, now is one of the most highly paid players in Milan, and Milan is paying those wages. So obviously the wage structure needs to change soon. Benacer needs to get... Benacer, in my opinion, deserves what Theo is getting. Benacer deserves what Theo's getting, because Benacer is a top player. Benacer is a European caliber player. Benacer deserves to be getting that 4.5. I don't see why they wouldn't. They should, because don't lose Benacer, guys. Let's not lose Benacer. Let's give Benacer what he wants. He's worth the money. The guy has been definitely one of the best players so far. Every single game that we have analyzed and we have looked at the stats, Benacer is always the #1 guy for Milan with the most recoveries, even more than all the defenders. And we are seeing how important Benacer is for AC Milan. His fight, his grit, his personality. Kessie is gone. Kessie is now sitting on the bench. Benacer has taken his spot. We never needed to replace Kessie. Benacer is the guy. Benacer, we already have a replacement, and his name is Prince Benacer. So, give him the 4.5. He is just as important as Theo Hernandez is. Give him the 4.5. So, okay. So we have that situation. Tonali, obviously, he's getting 1.2 million. Imagine Tonali getting paid 1.2 million, but Dest, the guy that came in to replace Florenzi, is getting 3.8 million. Obviously, there's some imbalances there. Guys, Tonali, Leao, 1.8 million, Dest, 3.8 million. It doesn't make any sense. So, obviously, these things need to be addressed. Now, I think it is going to make the transfer market suffer a little bit, because the more you add on to the wages of the players, the less money you have for the transfer market. But whatever, who cares about that? Let's keep our champions. This is what we've been asking for a long time. Let's keep our champions. If we got to do sacrifices to keep our champions, let's do the sacrifices. Let's do the sacrifices. It is worth it. It is 100% worth it. So we're obviously going to be facing these situations. We are obviously going to be facing these situations. Okay, let's continue into this other articles regarding Leao that are interesting, regarding his current situations, etc., etc., etc. Growth decree, here it is. Gazzetta dello Sport. La Gazzetta dello Sport reports that among the priorities of the new RossonARI ownership is the renewal of Leao, given his current contract expires on 30th June 2024. But for the moment, the agreement has not been found. Leao himself wants to stay, but it's clear that the next few weeks will be crucial, because the idea of reaching next summer and the winger being 1 year from contract expiry is worrying for all involved. The player and his agent Jorge Mendes expect a salary of 7 million net per season for 5 years. therefore a total net commitment of 35 million. The growth decree will also help Milan, meaning his gross salary would be 10.5 million per year and not 14 million. It will certainly be an important investment, but the club cannot afford to lose a jewel like Lau. Patience will be key too, because the negotiation times will not be short. Will not be short, but it has to be done at least before the World Cup. At least before the World Cup, it has to be done. So if we want to keep Lau, it needs to be done within these months, you know, between now and November. But if we don't keep Lau, guys, we get a big chunk of change. 150, 120 million, etc., etc. With 120 million, if you use it the correct way and not pocket it, you can buy three or four players that can really augment the level of the team. But again, that's not what we want to see. We want to see AC Milan maintain its champions. Holy shit, is 22 years old. Yeah, we're going to get into Salzburg. Roy will not include Abraham Good against his beloved Juve. Oh, he did score against Juve, that's right, my bad. There's good football this year in the culture, but to be honest, there's also big naivety defensively talking. What do you mean by that? Lau is a superstar. We need to keep this man. Pay him, just pay him, Jerry. That's true. Cardinale said he doesn't like losing. I hope he won't lose Lau. Yeah, that's right. In what sense do you disagree? If you can elaborate, you honestly think Milan can compete with clubs having Calabria? Of course they can, man. Of course, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Calabria... guys, listen. Who is putting Calabria on... Who gave Calabria a contract? Who is putting Calabria there on the right back? It's not Calabria. Calabria is not going, yo guys, everybody shut up, I'm playing, everybody go screw yourselves. No, it's Milan, it's Maldini, it's Massara, it's Pioli. These guys want to keep Calabria because they gave him the captaincy. If they didn't like Calabria, if they thought that this guy wasn't good enough, they would have sold him already. Alright? They would have sold him already. They would have, if they didn't believe in this player, they would have sold him already. So, Calabria is there not because he's forcing his way to be in there. He's there because the management really believes in him and they see what I see. I see a warrior. I see some guy that is going to give his everything for the club, everything for the team. And a guy that plays really good football too. Really good football. If Cardinale wants to grow the brand of Milan, he has to keep a franchise player like Lau, 100%. Benacer for million, Lau 6.57. I think this will be the figures that can get on agreement. I agree, 100%. Yeah, but Dest is on loan, not a purchase, so it's not the same. It's not a purchase, but it can become a purchase. And Milan today is still paying 3.8 for him. And if they purchase him, I'm assuming it's still going to be somewhere around 3.8 million. Unless he cements himself as a first-team player, you know, paying him 3.8 million, but only paying Kalulu 0.8k, it's going to create imbalances. But they just need to fix these imbalances. Yeah, we're only paying 4 million Des because Barca was paying him that much. I know, I'm aware of the situation. Of course, if Dest wants to stay, and if Milan says, look, we want to get you, but you have to bring your wages down, if he's okay with that, we'll see. But today, guys, whether you like it or not, whether it's a loan, whether it's a purchase, it doesn't matter. Today, Dest is being paid by Milan, and he is one of the most paid players in the team. There's no logic. Origi earns 4 million net, Bacca 2.5 million euro net, and then Tonali Benacer. Yes. This needs to be addressed. It needs to be fixed because I don't think that can go on forever. At a certain point, Tonali is going to ask himself, yo, why is this guy sitting on the bench doing nothing for this team, getting triple what I get? You know, at a certain point, these kind of ideas will go inside the head of the players. It is inevitable. It's human nature. It is human nature. So something is going to change there. Something needs to change there. We'll see when it does and when it will. Yeah, Milan need to improve wages. We will renew Leao. He's different from Kessie, Dollar, and Kakan because he's signing made by this management. Yeah, Let's see. Let's hope so, man. I'm positive about it. I am positive about it. A player like Rabiot makes 8 million. I know some of these players in Juve, they make way too much money. I think Leo should be sold in the 121. Absolutely, if they do sell him, yeah. They also want to keep Messi and Salah. Yeah, they want to keep Messi. So are you? Okay, for example, for me, Messi and Salamakers, they're really good because if I'm not mistaken, it was with Messias and Salamakers that we won the Scudetto, right? It was with Salamakers that we came second the year before. It was with Messias that we won the only game in the Champions League. So, if Maldini and Massara think that Messias and Salamakers are good for this team, who am I to say they're not? I'm going to stick with what Maldini, Massara, and Pioli think. You know? And also, guys, you will never find me slandering our players. I never do that. I've never done that. I don't do that. I don't do that. Today, if there's a player that I see the team today, I don't see any problems with the team. Of course, every position can always be better, of course. But there are more factors than just how good a player is and how good a player is not. It's more than just that. There's the many other factors. To be honest, there aren't too many crazy good right backs in Europe. What's up, Antonio? How you doing, sir? Antonio's here. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey Roy, listen, I can't stay for too long, but I wanted to come and kind of like just on this topic because I think this person in chat's a little bit new, and they're not used to like your views on Salamakers, Calabria, and Messias, and I want to say I want to ask you this question: do you think that we can win the UCL with like Salamakers and Messias
Yes.
as the starting
Yes.
right wingers?
Yes. 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 100%. A million percent. 200 gazillion trillion percent. Yes. 100%. Yes.
So do you think that they're top quality right wingers, or do you think that doesn't matter?
I
Like,
don't think it's about being top quality right wing back. I think that the top quality is the system of the team, the players sacrificing for each other, the group, right? It's not about we have our superstars to score the goals. They already are there. Teams are not just superstars and figurine. Team is a unit. It's a philosophy. It's a way. It's a mentality. It's a way to think of the game. So yeah, 100%, 100%. Now, of course, if they get another right winger, sure, no problem, no sure if he comes. But today, the team that with Messias and Salamakers, yes, we can absolutely win the Champions League, no doubt about it, 100%. Whether it's going to happen this year, I don't think so. It's a little bit too early to say that. It's a little bit early to say that because Leao ready to win a Champions League? I don't know.
he's good enough to be on a Champions League winning team.
Is he as an individual he's good
Yes.
enough to be in the
Yeah.
Champions League surrounded by other players that are experienced in the Champions League.
Okay, Roy.
But today Leao, hold on, I'm not done. Leao today is in a team with the majority of the team has almost zero to none experience in Champions League. So they can win it this year, but it's a long shot. But yes, if this team, if it grows with Salamakers and Messias, it can absolutely win. Guys, these same conversations I'm hearing today, you guys sound exactly the same as 20 or so years ago when people were talking about Gattuso, Pirlo, and Ambrosini. I'm just see it's all history repeating itself. People are saying Gattuso is not good enough because he can't pass the ball. This guy can never do anything. You guys are saying the exact same stuff about our players right now. Ambrosini, same thing. Ambrosini is shit. This guy shouldn't even be a Milan. I remember all this stuff, guys. I was there. I was present. I was listening to what the fans were saying. But guess what? 6 years later, Milan was in 3 Champions League, 2 won, and cemented as one of the best teams of that generation. So for me, this is history repeating itself. And the value of a player is not on how many tricks he can do and all that stuff, right? You build a team. You have your players that do one thing, then you have your other players that do another thing. So it's a balance of things. It's the unit. If you guys don't believe in this team, then it's your problem. Don't believe in the team. Whatever. Who cares? I believe in the team. Maldini believes in the team. Pioli believes in this team, and we will win. We will win, and we will go far. Again, I don't think we're going to win the Champions League this year. I think it's a little bit too early, but we will have a good result. All right, go ahead.
So my response to you is, once again, I think you always tend to underestimate individual quality, and I'm not disagreeing with you in the sense that the team is the most important. Let me finish. The team is most important. And building that chemistry, building the group, that's extremely important. But it's like when you talk about players, like you assume that players with with even more quality can't come in and fit into the group. Like, I mean, I think like if we were to improve the quality of that position, we could still get a player who fits well with the group, but can also provide more attacking contributions, better in the one-on-one, and it can create more. So I think
I understand this, Antonio, and I said it. If they get player, every position, even Lao's position can be improved. You can get Mbappe, and that position is improved, right? Every position can be improved.
my,
Even the Real Madrid that won the Champions League, you can improve that team too. Manchester City, you can improve that team too, of course. And don't say I underevaluate the individuals. First of all, I don't. First of all, I don't, guys. I've been coaching football for a decade. I know
no,
exactly.
but every time we
No,
talk,
no, no.
you
Hold
always,
on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Because if you want to come here and say that I don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm gonna talk back to you.
that's not what I
No, no.
said.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Yes, individuals matter, but the unit, the team, matters more. Individuals within a unit, sure, you want them to shine. Sometimes all you need is two of those individuals to win, right? Sometimes you need three, sometimes four. It doesn't matter. As long as the team is together, as long as the team believes in itself, as long as the team is the only teams that win are not the teams with the best players. Of course, you need to have the best players, but the teams that win are the teams that sacrifice for each other. Il gruppo. You're Italian. How the hell don't you know this already?
I
Il gruppo
do.
is what
I know,
makes you a champion. Il
Roy, I know
gruppo.
this. I'm not saying that's wrong, but at the same time, there's groups, there's teams that are built together that have very, very good individuals, but also that sacrifice for each other as well. So it's like, I think, like, I don't think Salamakers or
I know
Messier
you don't think Salamaker's
would
this
go on
because it's
to.
bore. To me,
Okay.
you guys sound boring because it's been 3 years that you've been saying Salamaker's not good enough. This guy's not good enough. This not. But in three
So
years,
let me
we
ask you
came
this question.
second. We won a Scudetto. We should have gone through the Champions League, and the referees messed up. And this year, we are probably going to go through the Champions League. And this year, we're still going to be doing great. We might even win trophies. And next year, I'm still going to hear you guys say that Salamaker's not. Guys, I bet that even if we do win a Champions League, I'm still gonna hear you guys say Salamakers is not good enough for the Champions League.
But
It's like a virus. It's like
let me ask
a
you this:
head virus.
would any top club in Europe buy Salamakers and Messias?
Yes, Milan. Milan is a top club in Europe, and they bought Salamakers and Messias.
Were we for Salamakers? Where were we at that point in
Antonio,
time?
if you're here, listen, Antonio, you can leave if you're here, busting my balls with this story. Okay? If you want to, I don't. I have an agenda. I have a show I need to follow. I'm not gonna spend 50 minutes talking to you guys because you don't believe in Salamakers and Messias. Okay? You understand? All right. Thank you. Mamma mia, ragazzi! I cannot go this whole season defending our players because you guys are scared, because you guys are fearful. Okay? Pioli is not scared to put Messias or Salamakers against Inter. Maldini is not scared to renew Salamakers and Messias' contract. All right? They're not scared. They believe in these players. I believe in these players. It's with these players that we have achieved what we have achieved. Now, of course, as I said, every position can be improved. Every position can be improved. And if we put Ziyech on the right wing, doesn't mean that we won the Champions League. Ziyech has been sitting on the bench for the past 3 years. Okay? Mamma mia, ragazzi. Mamma mia. All right. Last word, Antonio. Go ahead.
Well, what do you mean last word? Like,
Last
I
word
was
on this
trying to.
topic, but then we're done. I'm not talking about this
No, it's
anymore.
okay. I don't want to say anything else. I guess there's no point. We just
Oh,
disagree.
thank you. I understand what you said, Roy, but at some moments our good individuals very important. Imagine our right side against the left side, a real sum. Guys, our right side is fine. Okay? we have way too much way much too offensive power on the left. So it's unbalanced on the left. Defensively, we're unbalanced on the left. So you have to compromise with on the right. And again, guys, listen. We do not have the money of Newcastle, and thank God, because if we had the money of Newcastle, we'd be paying for these players that you guys drool over 120 million for players that are worth 10 million. All right, and listen, being realistic, being negative. I go back. It's the same, that spirit that you guys have. It's the same shit from 20 years ago. This guy sucks. That guy sucks. Guys, you don't know how much shit I heard. I'm going to say you guys because it's the same spirit, essentially. You guys were talking so much shit about Pirlo before he became the Pirlo that we knew. I saw Pirlo from day one. I knew this guy's going to be one of the best midfielders in the world. But still, the majority of the Milanisti, the majority of the world, because the majority of the world only understands the value of a player after they win something. But some people like me can see their value before they win. And a lot of you guys were talking shit about Pirlo, even Seedorf. How much shit were people talking about Seedorf, even though he did win a lot of stuff? Inzaghi.
Roy,
So many people were talking so much shit about Inzaghi.
I will say this:
What?
two things. First,
What?
like at least like you don't have to exaggerate because I never said they were bad players. I just don't think that they're at the level to win the UCL. Like that's just my opinion. And the second
Okay,
thing is you say you put the individuals before they win, but then you don't think De Bruyne is one of the best midfielders just because he hasn't won the UCL.
Antonio, please,
So, love this.
don't. I'm gonna kick you out. I'm gonna kick you out. I have to talk about some stuff here. I'm not gonna get into this.
Okay, but all right, so let's move on. Just move on then, because don't let me.
Guys, this is not Football Manager or FIFA that you can get all the best players on every position. No matter how much you shit on Salim Messias, we won the title with them. We win. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Okay. So, no more whining about our players. Forza Milan, Forza Salamakers, Forza Messias. Let's go tomorrow and kick ass. Let's talk about tomorrow. Salzburg. Salzburg is a good team, guys. We got to watch out for Salzburg because Salzburg. Let's talk a little bit about Salzburg. So it's not a team that we need to be. Of course, we shouldn't fear anybody, but it's a team that we can't take lightly. So Pioli, in one of his conferences, spoke about Salzburg, and he said, he's been watching 3 or 4 of their games. He said this is a team that plays open football, plays fast football, and they have a very electric offense. So definitely a team that is going to give us problems for sure, but there are some positives about teams that play open football. We thrive when we play with teams against teams that play open football. So Salzburg, this has been Salzburg so far. They lost against Ajax 2 months ago. Then they beat the win-win. They won against Liverpool. I guess this was a friendly in July. Yes, it was a friendly, I'm assuming. They lost their first game of the season, but now it's 6 games in a row that they're winning. They play a 4-3-2-1 formation, so 4 of the back, 3, 1 attacking midfielder, 2. This is Giampaolo's old formation. Sofa Score gives these players pretty high ratings. Sofa Scores calculates the rating of the player based on their position and how effective they are in position, how many passes they miss, how many passes they conclude, aerials duel 1, shots, assists, etc., etc., etc. So overall, it's a team that in Austria is very, very healthy. I think they're top of their league. Yeah, there you go. 7 played, 6 won, 0 ties, 1 loss. 18 goals for, 3 against. So in Austria, they haven't conceded much. But of course, Milan is not going to be scared to play against an Austrian team. Of course, no disrespect to Austria at all. But Milan is a team with a certain heritage, a certain history that does not should not be scared to go and play against Salzburg. But guys, what can we expect? We can expect a team that is going to attack us, a team that is going to try and win the game. I'm not expecting Salzburg, even if you look at their possession, and you can look at these numbers throughout their games. Let's see, let's go back. Here, 6-0 away. Yeah, always playing with a 3 or 4-3-1-2. Possession is always, okay, 54%, 20 shots, 13 shots on target. And they played against the, well, I mean, this is still early, Austria, this team here, which at the time was 4th. So yeah, it's not a team that is going to close itself in the defense. And guys, honestly, this is going to favor us. This is going to favor us. So it's going to be good. It should be a good, fun game. It should be a game that we should enjoy. Guys, one more thing. Do not come on this live and start busting my balls about Salamakers and Messias. I'm done with this argument. I am done. I am done with this argument. Do not come to these lives anymore when I'm here and bust my balls about Salamakers and Messias. It's finished. I'm finished with this stupid agenda. I'm done with this argument. It's closed. Punto. Roy, is Benjamin Sesko still with Salzburg? Well, I don't see him in these formations. I do not see him in these formations. So I don't think so. I did see some of their highlights. They kind of remind me of Brugge a little bit. Club Brugge. Club Brugge plays very offensive, creative football. So they kind of remind me of them. And guys, it's a Red Bull team. Red Bull teams are very rich teams. So obviously they have their resources, 100%. Will attitude be a problem when we play there in Salzburg? Of course, yeah. The way you approach the game, the way your mentality is everything. Everything, absolutely everything. The mentality is absolutely everything. So absolutely, 100%. And that Champions League mentality is very important. But this is a different Milan from last year. Last year, when Milan debuted in the Champions League, it was a baby Milan. A Milan that 90% of the team never played in the Champions League. A team that didn't know they were going to become champions. A team that was fighting to become champions. This time around, we are a team that we are champions. We saw us level up against Inter. So I think it should be a very good game. And honestly, we should win. We have to win. Oh, you said altitude. Oh, altitude. So yeah, we have to win this game because they're Salzburg and Dinamo Zagreb are the two teams that we are obligated to get points from. We are obligated to get points from these two teams. So at least 10, 12, 12 points would be the best. If we can get 12 points out of these two teams, 3-3-3-3, then we're secured. And then Chelsea, maybe you can even lose against Chelsea there at their home, tie if it doesn't go the best for you, or you can beat Chelsea. It doesn't really matter. But these two teams, Zagreb and Milan has the obligation. Milan has the obligation to play, to win. Altitude, Roy. Short of breath, less oxygen. I don't know. Maybe. Milan trained in Austria this summer. Didn't we? No, we lost in Hungary. We trained in Austria this summer. Maybe for that reason there. I don't know, guys. We'll see. I mean, obviously the altitude factor does have something. Does play role into your physical abilities for sure, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it's going to be a problem. What would you do if Milan get grouped? What does that mean? Get grouped. What do you mean by that? Yeah, we're not climbing Mount Everest. I mean, we played against Austrian teams for 100 years, and I don't think Milan has had any problems playing against Austrian teams for the past century. So I don't think that is going to be an issue. Anyway, so Yeah, Salzburg definitely a team that is going to be a tough cookie to break down for sure, for sure. Okay. Other thing to look at is their best players according to SofaScore. So the player that has been getting the highest rating so far is their defender, Omer Solit. This means that his stats have been really good. Really good stats mean good player. Maximum Weber, defense. So their defense, they definitely have a good defense. Only conceded 3 goals, but I don't think Leao and company should be worried about these defenders. It's going to be a good game, guys. It's going to be a good game. I think as far as the formation that we know, it should be. I think from what I read so far, the balance is going to be between CDK and Diaz. So Diaz might start over CDK, and then of course the right wing Messias and Salamakers. So no turnovers right now. No turnovers so far. No turnovers so far. I think the turnover is going to be in the next game against Sampdoria, where we're probably going to see a turnover. Also, we're probably going to need a turnover there because then we're playing against Napoli, I believe. So no turnovers right now, but it should be quite interesting. Lose in the group stage, get knocked out. I don't think so. I mean, obviously everything is possible. If we get knocked out of the group stages, I hope we get knocked out as 4th, not as 3rd, because I personally, this is just my personal opinion. I don't care about the Europa League, but if we get knocked out 4th, then we can just focus on the Serie A. But I don't see that happening. Not with this Milan, not with this spirit, not with this energy. I don't see this happening. This Milan is a little bit too strong. This Milan is too strong for it not to be knocked out. Absolutely not. The frequency of matches is worrisome. I hope our players get fully fit into the World Cup break. Yeah, and that's why I think the turnover is going to happen into the next game. Vasil, Forza Milan, how you doing, sir? Pioli's having his press conference. After it's done, we'll look at it and translate it. Okay, let's watch together as we talk about this game tomorrow. The training, Milan's training. Milan had a very nice training video, and I'll interact with the chat as we watch the training video. Yesterday's training video. And we can talk about this game. And then we have some reports on Cardinale, some of his ideas. So we're going to watch this training from yesterday together. Going to analyze a little bit the players, see what we find out, see what we can see. And then after that, we will finish with the ownership. Let's hope this thing works smoothly. This was live, by the way. Milan should definitely do this more often. Let's see. CDK goal tomorrow? Yeah, why not? Why not? He looked good in the derby. You know, he's still very raw, still very acerbo, as they say in Italian. Not acerbi, the defender acerbo. Still needs to, still very raw. Would you sacrifice the Scudetto to progress to qualify to qualifications of the or quarterfinal? I don't think we need to sacrifice the Scudetto to go forward in the Champions League. I think we can do both. Would I sacrifice one for the other? Maybe right now I would prioritize the Scudetto simply because we're so close to that second star. Winning that second star, having those 2 stars on the shirt right now would be very nice, very nice. Remember Daka, Haaland, Slabozai, Hangwi-chan, Upameno, And Sabitzer, Red Bull always have some talents. Yes, Red Bull does have a lot of money, and they always put talents together. We have good enough team to be able to rotate players between CL and Serie A. I cannot wait to see Des play. I have very good feelings about him. I think he can be on the right. What is still left? Yes, Des is a very offensive player, so he can probably push forward and kind of do that for sure. Yes, and I think we have a very right now. The team is we have a lot of players in the roster. We have a lot of players in the roster, so we do have the ability to rotate. Is the glass man still broken? Rebic is still out. Yeah, 100%. Thoughts on Origi, Roy? Thoughts on Origi? I mean, the guy. I can only talk about his career so far. His career so far has been a player that has been sitting on the bench most of the time. He's had good moments. I think for one of the most paid players in the team, I'm expecting to see much more from him right now. But as far as offensive depth, I think we're really good. Origi and Giroud and Rebic when he's available. Also Leao, you can put in that. So he added a lot of depth. Let's see when he performs. Let's see when he performs. We saw some very positive things against Inter, right? He did very well against Inter. Aside from that one moment where he should have passed to Leao, but he had that moment where he dribbled through 3 players. That's not easy to do. Dribbling through 3 players in football is very difficult to do. So that tells you the guy has technique, he has ability, he knows how to manipulate the ball into space. So excellent stuff so far. But we need to really see him when he's at flying at full cylinders. We still need to discover who he is. Origi needs time and consistency. He'll be good, I have no doubt. Just patience. Yeah, look, when he's going to be ready, he needs to bang in a goal, get some confidence. Okay, I'm going to finish with this on Origi. The thing that I liked the most about Origi was his interview when Milan signed him. When he spoke, you knew that this guy is a super intelligent man, very, very cultured. So having a person like that around these youngsters can only be positive. But now, let's see what he does on the field. We'll find out. Have you seen the Pogba news? Yeah, it's crazy, right? What's happening with Pogba? Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Origi needs, Red Vet. Origi is Mandzukic 2.0. Should have gone for Belotti. I prefer Belotti to Origi, but I think they're really similar, actually. I think they're really. Be a starter tomorrow. I think he could be a starter tomorrow. I mean, he has been fit. As the only issue he had was an inflammation, so he could be. He will be out for more months as he's going to have surgery immediately. Oh, really? I did not read that. I hope that's going to play right wing. I think Calabria is way better if we have less to do in the front of them. That is a possibility. I think that's pretty balances things out to put Dest up front, Calabria behind him. It sounds like a good balancing act. I hope Dest's going to play right wing. I think Calabria is way better if... Okay, also, I'm reading Leao once wasn't 170. Yeah, we went through that. What's up, Nathan? How you doing? Should have sold Leao in the summer. We all know these cheap Fs aren't going to pay him, and he's going to walking out for free. Let's see, guys. We have to find out because it's not it's not Elliott now. Now it's Jerry Cardinale, and it's his agenda. Remember, guys, that Elliott invested in the club somewhere around 700 million total, but the collateral was 300 or 400 million. Big difference. Jerry Cardinale has committed to almost 2 billion. 2 billion. That is the monumental difference between Jerry Cardinale and what's his name? And Elliott. So let's see what Jerry Cardinale's strategy is. I'm expecting it to be different. Guys, by the way, smash the like button. Even if you think Salamakers and Messias are the worst players in the world, I don't care. Smash the like button. It helps. It helps. Imagine if your brother betrays you. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What if Dynamo Zagreb defeats Chelsea? It could be, guys. Watch out for Dynamo Zagreb, because that's a team that has a very good reputation in building players. Okay, and obviously we know Croatia developed some phenomenal players, and the majority of those players go through Dynamo Zagreb. It's kind of like a temple of talent in Croatia, this team. It's a very well-renowned academy. It's a world-renowned academy when it comes for talent. Okay, all right. So let's move this forward. This is a very Bennacer and Pioli in Calabria talking tactics right there. Nice. That's nice to see. Pobega, guys, I'm liking Pobega a lot, guys. You know, I can tell how good a player just by the way he manages the ball, by his body movements. Pobega, I've been liking what I've seen. I was kind of worried. Actually, that's Dest, guys. That's not That's not Bennacer. That's Dest, because that's Bennacer right there. Dest and Calabria, both are right backs. Interesting, very interesting. Talking to Pioli. Okay, so I guess that is this a hint? I believe this is a hint, guys. Is this a hint right there? Pioli talking to Calabria and Dest. Very, very interesting. I wonder if that means that one is starting, then the other one is coming back in, or they're both starting. Who knows? Quite interesting. Balkan teams are dangerous. Yeah, absolutely they are. A lot of good talent comes from Eastern Europe. I think we should save that money, sell him, and invest. Okay. Seeing Bakayoko, there's a provocative. Bakayoko's situation is very strange, I gotta say. Bakayoko's situation is very, very strange. Lazatic looks like a Brexit footballer with those shoes. Which one is Lazatic? So who is he talking to now? Okay, that's Bennacer. And who is that? I don't know. Is that one of the new players? Oh, this is Lazatic right here, right? Bakayoko, nonchalant. Not much intensity right now, just moving the ball around. So Pioli is already talking tactics here, telling the players what they want to do, preparing the players for the game. Look at the two best friends in the back, Diaz and Hernandez. What is Hernandez going to do once Diaz leaves the club? What is Hernandez going to do once Diaz leaves the club? Honestly, I don't know, guys. They're like they're two best friends. They were very sad when Castillo left the group. Bakayoko might actually not play a single game this season. I don't think he will. Bakayoko's situation is he's happy to stay. He's making good money and he's in a group. He's in a winning group. So, you know, he's happy to stay. I don't think he's complaining. He almost went to Valencia. Okay, here we have Tonali. Who's that? Is that Leao? Leao, Hernandez, and Diaz? No. Let's see. Is that Salamakers? Or is that Pobega? I think, no, Pobega is there. Tonali, Leao. So far we've seen Pioli speak with Calabria, with Dest. So Dest is for sure playing, guys. For sure Dest is going to have his so this is Salamakers right here. So that is Kjaer or Pobega. I'm not sure. Maybe that is Kjaer. No, Chiara is here. Chiara is with the high shorts. So that's Pobega. No, Pobega is here, guys. Who is that player? Can anybody tell me who that player is? Samu scored for Valencia yesterday. Nice. Roy, did you watch what Colombo is doing with Lecce? Oh, yes, it's CDK. Man, I totally forgot about him. Thank you, guys. Totally forgot about it. Did you watch what Colombo is doing with Lecce? I did. Hopefully he comes back to Milan. What a goal he scored. Tomori looks way more like a Capitano this year. Absolutely, guys. He's definitely captain, future captain for sure. CDK, yeah. 100%. So he's talking to CDK, Tonali, Leao, and Brahim Diaz. Okay. So there are your hints, guys. Those are the hints. So we know all those players are playing. So now he's calling the next ones. Who is this guy? Okay, that is... Okay. The defenders. Okay, so Thiaw, Tomori, Kalulu, Kjaer, and Gabbia, I believe. So now he's talking to the central defenders. Thiaw is not in the team, so I'm sure he is just getting him up to speed. Quite interesting, guys. Nice, I like this. This is kind of what... yeah, this is quite normal, actually, but very cool. So I'm assuming after the central defenders, he's going to be talking to... I haven't seen him talk to the strikers, maybe next. Or the right wing. Nice, nice. Revelations, guys. Look at this. So Dest, Calabria. We're going to probably see Dest Calabria. CDK, Brahim Diaz. We're both going to play, most likely. Leao is obviously going to play Tonali. Tonali is obviously playing. He spoke to Benacer. Spoke to Benacer. Okay. Let's move on. Let's see what else we see. What's up, Matrix Comps? How you doing, sir? Hopefully you're doing great. That is Chow, yeah. Anytime I see Lazic, I just rate him. He's a big kid for an 18-year-old. That looks like Adli, not Tonali. Why would he be talking to Adli? Is it? Oh, earlier, look, I think it was Tonali. I think it was. Maybe it wasn't, but I think it was. Alright, let's see who he talks to next. Still talking to the defenders. Actually, where is Adli, guys? Oh, there he is. He's right there. Calabria, Tonali, Adli. Okay, now he's going to Benacer, Calabria, Tonali, and Teo Hernandez. Giving them instructions on what to do. Probably talking about which players to defend, which positions to cover. Usually that's usually these kind of conversations. Overlaps. Tonali plays on Teo's side. Very interesting, very interesting. I think that's it. I think he spoke to everybody. Oh, now he's going to the striker, Giroud. And where is Origi? No Origi? Giroud and Leao. So now he's talking to Giroud and Leao. Giving them instructions. I wonder what the conversations are. Should be quite interesting to hear what they're saying. Calisthenics and warm-ups. Where's Vicha? Not here, unfortunately, not here. We've seen enough from Salah Messias, so Trendes can turn to be good. Let's see. We're probably going to see all three of those players tomorrow. No, it doesn't say anything about the game tomorrow. Pioli even talked to Aster Vrank, so will he play tomorrow? I don't. No, of course, guys. What do you think he's talking about to them? Yeah, about hey, about how they're doing in their video game life. Of course, he's talking about the game tomorrow. The other players are there to hear what he's saying. What's up? How you doing, Paul? How's it going? Who do you think is the best player in training? I don't know. Best player in training? Does that matter? Vicha Veraskiglia. Pogba's season is basically over. Wow. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate for Milan, for Juve. I guess fortunate for all the other teams. So we're just seeing the warm-up here. Okay. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So I think we have our hints of who's going to be playing tomorrow. We definitely have our hints. De Cadler expected to start for against Salzburg. Oh, look at this. The overall value of the Milan squad has dropped over the summer. The overall value of the AC Milan squad has dropped this summer after a fairly busy transfer window for the RossonARI report claims. In total, they have deduced the Stefano Pioli's current squad is around 22 million less than it was at the start of the 21-22 season. They say that the Cubs squad is worth around 128 million this year, barring any changes in the January transfer window. That is down from the 150 million last season. This is mainly down to the departure of players such as Kessi, Romagnoli, and Castillejo, and they have been replaced by youngsters that don't cost anything, right? I mean, Kessi is worth money. Romagnoli is worth money for sure. Whereas a significant part of overall value, the three together weighed in at 30 million combined. Interesting. All right, let's go to Cardinale. Cardinale had some interesting stories about Cardinale. Okay, let's start with this one right here. Gazzetta dello Sport. Cardinale makes a decision regarding the future of Milan president Scaroni. According to what is being reported by Gazzetta dello Sport, Cardinale has made a decision regarding the future of the RossonARI presidency, and Scaroni will remain at the helm. There you go. Therefore, he will maintain the role of president of Milan. Scaroni, who used to work for the Rothschild Bank, very rich connections, will maintain the role president of Milan also under the new management, having taken up the position when Elliott's management became the owners of the club back in 2018. It comes after Scaroni gave an interview last week during which he seemed to confirm himself that he will remain in the role. The paper adds that it is not certain whether Cardinale will acquire an operational role in the new Milan, but the future of CEO Ivan Gazidis, whose contract with RossonARI will expire in November, remains to be deciphered. So Gazidis might stay, probably not. But I think overall, Gazidis has had a pretty decent tenure at Milan, I would say, overall. All right. Milan News writes that Cardinale was at Milanello for the first time yesterday. He met with the team, Pioli, etc., spent time with Paolo Maldini, Massara, Gazidis, Singer, and Giorgio Furlani. He was also at the Derby, and there was dialogue caught on the pre-match cameras with Scaroni about the revenues linked to the stadium. In Cardinale's strategic plan, he wants a modern stadium, and it is likely that in autumn, at the end of the public debate over the new San Siro project, news will arrive. Autumn is around the corner. Then there was Rafa Leao's dazzling display against Inter as he scored a brace in the 3-2-1 win under the eyes of Cardinale. The mission must be to renew his contract and offer that congruent with value of the winger must be launched. Okay, so yeah, we know that he needs to make a decision on Leao. Leao situation is going to be a hot topic all the way through. Child looks like a monster. He's big guy. 100% Giroud training is USL final for him. So he's the guy, yeah? Probably Giroud, he looks like he trains well. He does, yeah. Giroud looks like he's cut, fit. He looks like he became fitter at Milan. Right, what about the new midfielder? We bought him from Wolfsburg. Vranks. What about Vranks? Still 19. We still got to discover who this player is. It's going to take a little bit of time to understand what kind of player he is. Milan will level up when they show it in Europe, and I mean against a Chelsea. Well, they leveled up in Italy. That is a fact. You can only imagine that from last year, it is going to be a level up. But there's still a lot of levels for Milan to acquire. They're going up the scale. Milan 2022-23 squad wages is around 78 million gross, down 2 million from previous seasons, which was 80 million. Okay, not bad. Even the net wages is higher than previous. I want a Gothic style stadium like the Duomo Gothic. That would be crazy. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. So guys, tomorrow we are going to be doing a watch along for the game, then the post match, and obviously then later on we're going to do the player rating. But it should be a really good game, guys. Really excited to see Milan in the Champions League again, where we belong. And I hope we win, and I hope Messias and Salamakers score, so I stop hearing these guys complaining about those two players. It's become... Okay, let me finish on a rant. I am tired of being surrounded by people that are always talking shit about players, professional football players, by the way, that have been at Milan right now, that the management has renewed. I mean, this time around, Milan did not do any crazy investments to kick out Messias. Okay, so all of your guys' opinions that Messias sucks, blah blah blah, they don't matter. They mean nothing. They mean zero. Okay, it means zero because this year Maldini decided to buy Messias. Maldini decided that Ziyech investment was not worth the money. They decided to renew Salamakers. So the management is going ahead with these players today. All right? And today, these are our players. And today, these are the warriors that we're going to go to battle in. Okay? So you're not going to hear me talk shit about these players because you guys have your own freaking insecurities. I don't care that you guys have your insecurities and you think you're better than this guy, better than that guy, and you want to talk shit about our players. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I do not give a shit about you guys talking, slandering our players, saying this guy is not good enough to do this guy... Bruh, all of you guys were saying that Italy was not good enough to win the Euro. Well, not all of you. A lot of you. Guess what? Who won the Euro? A lot of you guys were saying that our players weren't good enough to win the Scudetto. Guess what? We won the Scudetto. A lot of you guys were saying a lot of bullshit, and in the end of the day, we are winning. We are winning because the people in charge of this club know football better than you. Put this in your fucking head. The people in the club know football better than you. Put that in your fucking head. The people that are running this club know football better than you. So if they decided that Messias was worth the investment, and they decided by renewing Salamakers, and they decided that going forward with these players for the time being, for the way things are, is good, and they can achieve the results they need to achieve with these players, they did it because they understand football better than you. So stop coming at me with this bullshit about Salamakers, with this bullshit about Messias, with this bullshit about Brahim Diaz, etc., and these guys are not good enough. You are not good enough to play on that fucking field, not them. So stop talking shit about professional footballers when after 5 minutes, if you fucking run, you're gonna have a heart attack. All right? I'm tired of hearing you slander the fucking Milan team. Go fucking slander Inter. Slander Juve. Don't stop slandering our players. I'm done. I'm so tired of this shit. I can't take it anymore. I cannot fucking take it anymore. I hope tomorrow we win, and I hope Messias scores. I hope Salamakers has a great game. I hope all these players have a great game, so they shut you guys up. No, criticizing is one thing. Slandering is another. Slandering is another. Criticizing is one thing. Slandering is another. And then saying that players are not good enough to win trophies, like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? We can go on every single team that has won trophies in the history of football, and there's at least 3 or 4 players that you can say the same shit. Well, this guy shouldn't have won a trophy. He's not good enough. He can't do step overs like Ronaldinho. This guy shouldn't have won. Was Kaladze good enough to win a damn trophy? Was Kaladze good enough to win a damn trophy? Because he fucking won a lot of trophies with us. Gilardino, another one, yeah. Jan Kulowski, Oddo. Remember Oddo? All the slander they were talking about Oddo. Bonera, guys, Bonera. I mean, how many AC Milan players won trophies that were maybe even not as good as Messias and Salamakers? Technically. So, Flamini. Whatever. So, no, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't. It really was not. It really was not. And the other issue that I have to contend with is the fact that people just don't understand tactics. They don't understand players' roles. People are still judging Salamakers for his offensive output. Salamakers never came to Milan as an offensive player. Salamakers was adapted in a role to create balance, because we only play with 2 midfielders, so you need another box-to-box midfielder. He's essentially playing as a box-to-box midfielder that starts on the right flank. He was a role that was adapted to him. So guys, do not come at me with this Salamakers Messias bullshit anymore. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I am sick and tired of it. And I just can't. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to. As a matter of fact, I even left the WhatsApp group chat, because every time we have a little setback, I gotta hear people talk shit about our players. It's not the way I was. Guys, you think that coaches think the way you guys do? Do you honestly think that coaches think the way you guys do? This player's shit. This player's... I don't know. My curse is that I'm positive, that I always have faith. I always believe, and I really believe in our players, and I really believe in the work this management is doing. So whenever you guys come at me and tell me that Salamakers is shit and he's not good enough, I'm gonna respond to you, fuck off. That's what I'm gonna say. Because if you have a problem, then what? Look here. Let's do this. If you have a problem with these players, let's do this. Here, guys, I have a solution. I have a solution for you guys. Let's see. There. Here. Let's see. Okay. Where is it? Maybe it's here. Alright, if you have a problem, guys, send a letter there. If you really have a problem with Salamakers and Messias, send a letter to this fucking address and tell your grievances. Or you can call this fucking number. Call that fucking number so you can tell them, Messias and Salamakers not good enough to win the Champions League. Fucking call that number, send them a letter, and stop fucking busting my balls about Salamakers and Messias. Look, all the information to get in touch with Milan is right here. So fucking do it. Grow some balls. Call them. Tell them that Messias and Salamaker is not good enough. Because you fucking telling the ether that these guys are not good enough means nothing. It just pisses me off. That's all it fucking does. It pisses me off. So call these guys. Everything is right here. All the information is right there. And fucking tell them what you think. Oh, mamma mia, and who was this guy here? Podcast review bullshit. Fucking busting my balls. Who the fuck is this guy? Various Views Podcast. Yeah. Come in here and fucking busting my balls about Salamakers and Messias. How much the rise of energy costs will affect us, or even the whole football in general? I don't know. That's a tough, very difficult answer. That's geopolitics, economic politics. I don't know. Messias is as close as we got to message Shopify. CR7 was rejected. I completely agree, Roy. I've watched people complain all summer long about our players and the decision made by management. These people would not last seeing Christian Brocchi and Antonini, right? Yes, Jamal. Thank you. Send them a letter, but send it for real. Guys, send it for real. Send it for real. There you go. There you go, guys. Via Aldo Rossi, the famous Via Aldo Rossi. 2149, the zip code, Milano. For general information, you can call that number and you tell them, hey, hello, can I speak with Paolo Maldini, Enrique Massara, and Pioli? And tell him what you think about Salamakers, Messias, Diaz. Tell him that you think these players are shit, that they're not good enough, that Milan will never achieve anything with these players. Tell him. Fucking grow some balls and fucking tell him. I want to see you do that. Everybody's a fucking warrior on the internet. Fucking tell him. Tell him you have a problem with the team. Oh my god. Ugh. Hey Roy, just a quick question. Will you have tomorrow live watch along for the CL where people can join? You mentioned something. Yes, it's for members only. For members only. Champions League post-match and watch-alongs and anything related specifically to Champions Leagues is members can join. Yeah. Fans improve players, not bring them down. I mean, guys, look at the San Siro. Look at the San Siro and the Curva Sud, what they're given to this team. Imagine if the San Siro, the Curva Sud, was full of guys like that fucking guy here, various podcast reviews, whatever, and other people. Boo! Salamakers, boo! Messias, boo! Boo, boo! Imagine if that was the fucking spirit of the Curva Sud. Oh, mamma mia. Dude, I'm getting so tired of this. I'm getting so tired of it. Oh, it's a cool, well, it's a perk for the members. Guys, the members are helping us support the channel, you know. I mean, we spend time doing this, you know. So the members are you know, they help us support the channel, and in return they get their perks, you know. They get to use emojis and they get to use No, I'm not saying I'm saying they can the watch, obviously it's going to be open for review, but to join the what you call it, to join the lives. I still believe if Maldini had more money, he would have another player than Salamanca or Messias, but they are our players, so we should support them anyway. Maybe, but you know, we don't. So whatever. I'm not going to waste my energy talking crap about them. And again, we won with them. Roy, you should eat a Snicker. You should go and F yourself. That was a legendary comment. Mamma mia, ragazzi. I cannot do a freaking lie. We had a great weekend. We had a great freaking weekend. I'm talking good about my fucking players, our players. I cannot have a good live without people coming at me and saying, this guy's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Man, you're fucking not good enough. Fuck off. Oh my god, I should. Ugh. Hey, Ricky M, a new member. Appreciate it. Grazie, signore. Welcome to Curva Sud RossonARI TV. Curva Sud RossonARI TV. This one is for you. This one is for you. All right, thank you, sir. New member, Ricky M. Really appreciate you. AJ Roitani, what's up, my friend? How's it going? But if I send a letter and Maldini reads it and drops Diaz, will that break Laird's heart? No, do it, Jamal, do it, 100%. Thank you, Shah. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate you, my friend. In honor of the Champions League, we'll give this one for you, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. So can some explain why faith is not given to Adli? Well, my opinion on the matter is that, obviously there's already a hierarchy in the team of players that are ready to compete, players with a certain experience. Even though a lot of people don't like Diaz, he definitely has more experience than Adli. Therefore, Pioli is probably looking at him before Adli. And but let's watch out for the turnovers against Sampdoria, because I think against Sampdoria there is going to be a turnover. I suspect we're going to see a lot of Adli in against Sampdoria. Sweet video editing and sound. Calabria and Pioli speaking CL. Yeah, I'm going to check that out later. This was an incredibly hilarious rant to log to Yalta. So, mamma mia, ragazzi. I wasn't planning for that, guys. I wasn't planning for that. I hope we don't gonna lose points in that turnover. Yeah, that is a risk. That is the risk with the turnovers. But I think you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Pioli's going to do a Hagwe and Adli. I hope not, because we saw Hagwe. We saw Adli in the preseason. He was kicking ass. He was freaking kicking ass. He was really kicking ass. We'll also notice that Milan Skriniar is always behind every one of our players, trying to push him, including when Lau was about to score. Yeah, Skriniar is trying there to, psychologically influence the players. Salamanders need a golden ball of any world will be his. Oh, mamma mia. What do we know about our opponents tomorrow, by the way? I already went through it, AJ. We did a little expose on our opponents, so just go back about 1 hour maybe, in 1 hour ago. Expect for the fact that it's energy drink team, lots of money and lots of energy too. Actually, this team does play with lots of energy. One thing I gotta say, it's going to be a beautiful game. It's going to be a beautiful game. It's going to be open football. Both teams play open football. Both teams are going to play to win. Salzburg is not going to change the way they play. Guys, one more time, here it is. Here is the address, and that is the number. If you have issues with the way the team is being managed, the way the players that are in the team, right there. That is the number right there, and that is the address. So take a screenshot, go to their website, and get it done. And then show me the results. Show me the results. All right, let's see if there's any other pieces that have come out regarding tomorrow's game. maybe a possible... Okay, so we already have some words about the press conference. Oh, wow. Full transcript. Not bad, not bad. Okay, let's do this. Let's finish with Pioli's transcript of the press conference. The success in the derby, we fought it away the next morning. This is a different game in a different competition. Now there's a complicated opponent. Last year at home in the Champions League, they never lost. Interesting, interesting. Okay. He also talked about the meeting that he had with Redbird Capital Group founder Cardinale following the official takeover of the club. He described the meeting as very positive. The meeting with Cardinale was very positive. He's a person with great passion and charisma. Milan is a solid club. Pioli says that he will not be making the final selection for his team until after the training session on Tuesday morning. Okay. So tomorrow. But we kind of already saw hints of who he spoke to, right? I'll make the choices tomorrow morning in the final training session. Today everyone seemed to be well. That's important. For the rotations, I had already prepared them beforehand, but the matches will tell me how to interpret them from time to time. Okay. The club's aims in Europe. Good question. To show that last year's experience was served us well and we have grown. We only have to think about tomorrow's match, nothing else. Starting with a positive result would be important. Absolutely. Very important. The emotion of playing in the Champions League. We have to play with enthusiasm, but whilst respecting our opponents with awareness of our qualities. Exactly. And this is what we talked about. The leveling up. Milan played against Inter with this new awareness. Right? They played against Inter like champions. Milan needs to realize that we are the champions of Italy. And we do not need to fear absolutely nothing or anybody. We need to go in Europe with that same charisma, with that same personality, with that same attitude. Champions. Play like you know who you are. On the fitness of Krunic and Florenzi. On Florenzi, we're waiting for communication from the medical staff. Krunic has been included in the squad because we believe he can be available for the next Champions League game. Alright, very good. Another player that I've heard so much slander about, and instead he has been absolutely fantastic for the club. Which Salzburg match we're focused on in preparation? All of them. We have seen them all, even the friendlies. We believe we have prepared for the match well, but our opponents know how to move the ball very well. A complete team to be faced with respect, but at the same time with great determination. Very good. Hey, you're getting paid lots of money to do that, so you better be doing that. Prepare the games well. On facing intense European sides, tomorrow will be a good test. Salzburg is of the highest level in terms of quality and pace. We have prepared ourselves to put our qualities into play. On Salzburg, they have a lot of very strong prospects who can probably follow in the steps of Erling Haaland and Sadio Mane. They're a very strong team that we respect. Okay. It's going to be a good game, guys. It's going to be a very, very good game. I think he spoke to them in English. I don't think he speaks Italian. He spoke to them in English. Ismail Benacer really surprised me with his quality. Yeah, Ismail Benacer has been excellent, and I think he deserves his big renewal. Roy, can you please cover the banter between Teo and Kebab again? Yeah, so... I don't have Twitter, but basically, Teo Hernandez was on the bus singing Çalhanoğlu figlio di which means Çalhanoğlu, you're son of a you know what. So Çalhanoğlu did not shake his hand because of that, and when that moment Hakan slapped him in the back of his head, then Çalhanoğlu pulled his shirt, said something, they said something. I like it. I like Teo Hernandez's bad blood with the Interisti. He is making this derby entertaining. It's like wrestling. It's like WWE. It's a real rivalry. The players are feeling it. I like... Teo is like a Milanista. He's a Milanista, and he's like a fan. He really lives the derby like a fan. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. Cardinal, no, yep. I also like Theo Dumfries, right? Yeah, that's a fun one too. And Akan has become legend by becoming the most hated player in the history of AC Milan. He is definitely very much so hated, for sure. for sure. Forza Milan, Forza Milan, Duishan, Forza Milan. Pioli against Bastoni was so cold. That moment was very interesting too. They were shushing each other. That was a very interesting moment. Alright guys, so tomorrow we're going to have a watch along. Should be a very good game. Should be very interesting. Again, it's going to, the post matches, we're going to do the watch along, then a post match after that. The post match and the watch along is going to be open for exclusively to members, meaning if you're a member of the channel, you can join us during the game and during the post match. But of course, you know, we're going to be interacting with chat and all of that stuff. Teo's a pure Milanista. Couldn't see him playing anywhere but for us. And guys, Teo has said no to some very, very big money in order to stay at Milan. So good on him. Good on him. Alright guys, having said that, unfortunately today's live went in a direction I didn't want it to go, but people declared war on me, so I responded. I responded in kind. That was, yeah, Hakan actually hates the day he made the decision to join Inter. He would have been a happy player playing in another league than Serie A. Yes, and I think Kessie also is not enjoying his life too much, especially when Kessie loves to be a starter, a central figure of the team. At Barcelona, it doesn't look like he holds that position, right? As far as I know, Kessie has been a lot of bench time for Kessie. I think, at least this is what I'm hearing on the chat. Ray, would you do your pre-match tactical? Yeah, I mean, we're going to start 30 minutes in advance. Talk about that. Yeah, absolutely. The Derby gave a 2000 vibe. It did. It really did. Early 2000s. It really did. I always get Balotelli vibe with Teo, but Teo have a good mentality. Yeah, they're that kind of similar, crazy kind of guys. But Teo is a little bit more level-headed, maybe, than Balotelli, and a little bit more professional, I think. Sucks for Hakan. Inter fans hate him. Milan fans hate him. He didn't. He did it all to himself. Essentially, he kind of did. Will this play against Salzburg or not? What do you think? I think yes, he will play either in the second half as a substitution or in whatever role, anywhere on that right wing. I think there's a very good chance of him playing. 100%. Yes. And if not, I'm pretty positive that we might see him against Sampdoria, because Sampdoria, I believe, is going to be a turnover game. Because then after that, actually, let's go back to the AC Milan website. I believe. Okay, so we have, okay, yes. So we have Salzburg, 6th of September, so that is tomorrow, away. Then we have the 10th. The 10th is Saturday. Another game I can do a watch along, damn. Saturday, Sampdoria Milan. And then the 14th, which is a Wednesday, we're in the Champions League again. And then the 18th, which is a Sunday, yes, that's excellent, Milan-Napoli. So right now, this is our group. These are the next 4 games. The ideal would be getting a win against Salzburg in the Champions League, getting a win against Sampdoria, getting a win against Dinamo, and if we can beat Napoli, that's going to be a huge statement. Huge, huge, huge statement. Because Napoli is looking good. If we can beat them, that is going to be a huge statement. The month of September is looking like a very entertaining month. Then October will roll in. We have 2 huge games. Chelsea-Milan, then Milan-Juventus, then Milan-Chelsea. Wow! Wow, 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 wow. And then finally here we have some games where we can relax a little bit. But look at this, guys. Look at this trio of games. Look at that. That is incredible. Guys, these are the kind of games that is going to make Milan grow. Chelsea-Milan, Milan-Juve, Milan-Chelsea. Wow, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this moment. That is going to be exceptional. Atalanta scores against Monza. They're probably going to go up. They're probably going to go first if they win the game. I think, yeah. I'm going to go first in the Serie A. All right, guys. So thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry if I had to go on a rant and get into these boring, never-ending conversations about our players not being good enough to win trophies. I'm so effing tired to hear these damn freaking insecurities from these guys, from these people. So I'm sorry that went to, I didn't want to have that little thing with Antonio. Antonio came to the live just to bust my balls about Salamakers and Messias. Of course, Antonio is always welcome here, and I didn't ask him to leave. He left on his own. But I'm not going to get in these stupid, pointless debates about Salamakers, Messias, and blah 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 not good enough to win trophies. I'm not going to get into them, and I'm going to keep on fighting and defending the red and black colors. So I've been doing that all my life. All my life I've been defending our players, even in the banter era. I believed in the team even in the banter era. And I was always thinking, man, if you guys give these guys a better energy in the stadium, we can do better. But whatever, I'm not going to get into that. So, yes. Alright guys, having said that, Forza Milan, Forza Salamakers, Forza Messias, Forza Krunic, Forza Diaz. Forza Red and Black, Forza Milan. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Can Bakayoko win a CL? Yes, he can. Leo is a world-class player. Milan can win any trophy in the world right now. What are people talking about? I know. Like you did about Berardi. 100%. Il grande Berardi. Alright guys, I appreciate you guys. Have a great day wherever you are, and remember guys, there's only one word, two words: Forza Milan. We'll see you tomorrow for the Champions League. Let's do this guys, let's go get what is ours, Europe. Alla prossima, arrivederci, and ciao.